And good evening. If you're not under a severe thunderstorm warning, it's not from a lack of trying, according to radar. We've got a lot of thunderstorms in the area, and they're making their way throughout East Mississippi, coming from the west across. Let's turn on radar where you can see what we're looking at here tonight. It is a bunch of rain. We're going to go over these thunderstorm warnings, where they are at this point, so that you will be able to see them. And I don't know how that got there. Hang on just a second. I need to close something and then reopen it so I can see it. I don't know how that come about. Things like that happen. All right. As we begin this, let's get into radar and what is going on tonight. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Lauderdale County. Let's start there, and then we're going to work across Clark County and all. Let's start here with the National Weather Service that is just issued here. The National Weather Service in Jackson issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Jasper, Newton, Northern Clark, and Lauderdale County until 10:15. So that's roughly an hour and 5 minutes from now at 9:06. A severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from Golson to near Walnut Grove. It's moving to the northeast at 45 miles an hour. With this, bringing 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, quarter-size hail involved with this storm. This will reach Meridian. It will reach Newton in these areas. Now, let's move north here, and what we've got here is Jasper and all of this. We're going to go over the severe thunderstorm warnings that we have, and then we'll come back and move into where they are and what they are affecting. As we look at Kemper County, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Kemper and southern Noxubee County until 10:15 also. So that's going to expire the same time Lauderdale County does. We have a severe thunderstorm warning also that is in effect for Noxubee and eastern Winston County, east central Winston County, and southeastern Lowndes County until, let's see here, 9:30 is our timeline on this storm here. Columbus Air Force Base also included in this as we come around. There's Winston County. Here is Leake County. A lot of thunderstorms making its way across there. This stretches from the Mississippi River all the way across these counties. Now let's start at Carthage, and then we're going to work our way across and look at each one of these storms. As we turn on locations, let's look at what we've got. This is going to be coming up on right there at Rosebud Quick Stop. This thunderstorm will reach Standing Pine in 6 minutes. It will also come across to Madden, to Laurel Hill, and to Waldo as it crosses into Neshoba County there by 9:40. Not a lot of time on that, about 30 minutes as it makes the last part of that. This is due south of Carthage as we look at this. It will reach Free Trade in 13 minutes. It will be at Ebenezer in 24 minutes. And then Edinburgh, which is right here where that Exxon sign is, if you'll see that, that's Edinburgh. That's where that storm's going to be at about 9:35. So we see this coming that way. Here's Carthage. If you'll look at all this line here, here's Walmart. Highway 35 is really where the heart of this is. Here's the Dollar General. Here's the prison that they've got in Walnut Grove following due north. That's a serious storm. And again, all points headed toward Neshoba County. So if you live in Neshoba County, that western portion, be ready. As they say, this will rattle some windows here in just a little bit as it makes its way to Neshoba County. As we make our way over to Kemper County, not a lot happening right now. We do show that we've got thunderstorms all around the Louisville area. If y'all are watching from Louisville, let's look at Louisville, and then we'll go to that southern Kemper County border. We've got light to moderate showers out here at Shiloh Baptist Church. It increases a little bit heavier after you get to east of Highway 15. Here's Lake Teocata. Everything east of Lake Teocata as you head toward Noxubee County gets a little bit worse, especially there if you're on Highway 397 coming out of DeKalb, making your way toward Louisville. Here's Highway 14. Of course, that's going to be Crystal Ridge Road, and it comes right across real heavy there at Bethel Baptist Church before you get to the county line. Now, it'll be a little bit of a break there once you get to the Noxubee County line on 14. In northern Neshoba County, Noxubee County rather, look at this rain that we've got. The further north you go on Highway 45 near Columbus is rough weather. Good news is this is moving rather quickly. Our friends in Reform, Alabama, Carrollton, Alabama, the face in the window, That's where all of that is there. It's a horrific rain there. This thunderstorm is going to be in effect until 10 p.m. for those areas there in Reform, Pickensville, those areas. Now, as we get into Kemper County, if you'll look at this, not a lot happening here in the northern portion or on the western side, but it will. If you live in Kemper, be prepared. It'll make its way there in a little while. We have to go just past, when you reach Lauderdale there at the Cefco and go northward, you're going to get into some heavy rain. And again, east of Kemper Springs Volunteer Fire Department in between there and Highway 45, heavy rain. As we move to Lauderdale County, let's look at what's going on. Highway 19 north, it is rough anywhere from Al's Garden Gift, Rock House Trading Post, all the way to Battlefield here at the county line as you cross over into Newton and to Neshoba counties there. We got a lot of rain on Highway 494 in between the fire department and Freeman Tractor. Was that Mosley Road? Is that what is that road? I want to make sure I'm right on that. Yeah, Mosley Road. Mosley Road right through there, that's heavy rain. Look at that at that intersection there. If you live, let me get this where I can see this a little bit better. Cooksey Road, if you live on Woods Road, it is hard. Some of the worst there by the cemetery. Again, that's going to be heavy all the way back out there to the tractor, all the way to 19. As you'll see, it starts right there at Rock House, moves northward, all the way up 19 to the Piggly Wiggly. Gets a little break for just a moment there in between there, and as you'll pick up right here, right along Wildcat Road. Wildcat Road, it's raining hard. The further north you go into Lauderdale County, it's really extremely heavy. Mayat Road, if you live in that area, maybe you're on Richardson Road, those areas there. Han Road, rough weather right now. That's in that northern portion of the county. Now, we got a lot of hail. If you live in Causeyville, if you live in Why Not, be ready. Hail is approaching you, and it's a lot of it. Now, we're going to work here, go down southward, look at the southern portion of Lauderdale County, move into Clark County, and then we'll go back to our west. Now, as we're coming into Lauderdale County, all the way out here by Meehan Volunteer Fire Department, they're on 80, heavy rain, horrific rain, approaching the prison at this point. Now, everything's going to be east of Stuckey's Bridge there at 59 is what we're looking at. Meehan Savoy Road, a lot of rain there. And this goes across and goes right up into Valley Road, if you're in that area. If you're there at the Clarkdale Superette, anywhere from between there and up to Greg's, it's going to be heavy rain. It's approaching Mount Horeb Road right there. As we go east here, if y'all look at this, we're starting to see lots of lightning and lots of hail. Look at this as we see this headed directly toward Rodney Wings and the racetrack there. These two storms with hail involved with this, and it should be there. Yeah, I'd say that's going to be there in about 15 minutes as it reaches Why Not. That's two strong storms that will be back to back as it crosses there. If you'll look at that storm there. We look at Clark County. Let's look at what road this is. This is County Road 430. If you live County Road 456 in Clark County, you're feeling that right now. Of course, right here at Energy, these areas, and all over here by the Snell Volunteer Fire Department, it's rough weather. Now, we had a tree fall, I don't know, couple hours ago. I think they were telling me that thing was 3.5 feet around, somewhere right here near the line in Snell. Huge. Took several people to work on that to clear the roadway as that tree fell. And again, that was before the wind started. As we move down, again, this is going to be Cooper's Chapel and everything east of Highway 45. Here's Clarko. Let's follow this out. This is Highway 18 east. And as we see this storm approaching, it's going to be moving in. That's Hinton, Alabama right there. That's the rural route. That's Highway 18 there at the junction of County Road 420. Again, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning as well. And this will come across right there at Jay's Taxidermy, about 50 feet and due north of Jay's Taxidermy, just barely north of the landfill, taking in all of Archusa, these areas including Pachuta, downtown Quitman, and then up Highway 45, all that area under this. Now, southern Clark County is in the clear, and I'm talking Chibuta. If you remember the last time we done weather, we had a lot down in that northern southern portion there. It's good at this point. Let's move back over here and look at Jasper County, and we're going to go northward and move into Neshoba and Newton counties to show y'all what y'all have got going on. Right now, as we see this, Montrose always seems to get some horrific weather. I've used that word several times tonight. Highway 15. I hear the rain here at my studio now. Highway 15 south out of Newton. As you go in here, we've got storms that are fast approaching. This will be at Montrose in 21 minutes. It will stay north of Lewin, but you're going to get some rain. But from Montrose all the way to the county line in Jasper is going to be heavy, heavy rain there. And again, y'all are under this until 10:15, this severe thunderstorm warning. We have another storm that is coming toward Newton. Let me close this. Got all of our Newton folks prepared for this. This will be at Roberts in 23 minutes, make it to Tanglewood in 16 minutes. In Pilgrim Grove, it will reach you in about 29 minutes. So that's going to put that downtown Newton at roughly 35 minutes if it doesn't speed up. Sometimes these things get a little faster. Let's look at this first storm that will be at Ebenezer in 27 minutes and Tanglewood within 11 minutes. Lawrence, you're going to have this storm in about 23 minutes. Right here is Lawrence. It'll be there in about 23 minutes and then make its way right on in to Newton, the city limits there. As we follow this and we go due north here, let's get up here. Union, y'all be prepared. Y'all got some pretty serious weather headed your way as well. As we look at this right there at Sebastopol, we got storms all around it. The worst of what we've got is going to be due east of the Sebastopol post office there. Now, there's another storm that is heading towards Sebastopol right here. And we'll put that at about 35 minutes out from Sebastopol. You've got this wave, and it's still moderate rain there, but heavy rain is past there. And this is headed toward Union. Union, you will have this storm in 23 minutes. So if you've got something you need to put up, garbage cans or whatever that case is in Union, you've got about 20 minutes to take care of business before the rain gets you. But look at this as we look at Leake County. It is lots and lots of, this is, look here as we see this. As you're coming out, if you leave Sebastopol and you go due north there on Highway 487, look at the rain you're going to get into. Here's Roadbud Quick Stop. Look at that. Highway 487, Highway 488, even Highway 35 here at Walnut Grove. Here's the Dollar General. Here's the prison here as you go northward. My, oh my. And again, this is going to be cutting across to Standing Pine in about 13 minutes. Dowdleville, you'll get it in 27. Laurel Hill in about half an hour. That's right there crossing in to Neshoba County. So Neshoba County, be prepared. All right, we got a new line of a storm that is moving across. It's going to be in the Dixon area in 6 minutes. That's going to be right there near the Neshoba County Fairgrounds. Linwood, Neshoba, 16 minutes. Beatline, you'll have the storm in 25 minutes. And then Tucker will get this storm in about 29 minutes. Here's Beatline. There's Tucker. And then as we come down, and we'll see that Golden Grove area there. Highway 15, be prepared for this. We see the front edge of another storm is going to cross right across Highway 19. Let's look at this as we see this. It will be at Good Hope in 3 minutes. Spring Hill, you'll have it in 10 minutes. I'll be at Bloomfield. And Bloomfield, I know y'all don't want to hear anymore. The junction there at Blue Mo Junction. But we've got a storm headed in that direction, and it should be there in about 21 minutes or so as it makes its way right across there. Here's Highway 491. That's going to turn into 486, and this storm is headed in that same path that we got that thunderstorm the other night that done the damage. It tore up a bunch of trees right there. I hate to say that. Now, northern Neshoba County, as you'll see here, the Indian Mound is not quite in the severe thunderstorm warning area, and this is going to cut right across right there at Arlington, right by Marty's house, across where the Baptist church is. But above that, it's just a thunderstorm watch. But Arlington, y'all are the line. We got a lot. If you live in Edinburgh, if you're going to be traveling anywhere in that area, be cautious, be ready. It's a strong storm approaching you as well. And again, it's going to go right through Edinburgh and then cross and make its way right up here, this northern portion of Neshoba County, Burnside Park, the Coliseum. Y'all are going to catch it. And not to mention all of this is happening down here that we've been watching here as it heads toward Highway 19 Tucker area. coming across. Now let's move back over Kemper County. Still not much of a change. We've got heavy rain there coming up on 2 Mile Bottom. We got it right there at the county line. Y'all know where the line sets, and you've got that, used to be a honky-tonk, but they turned that into a hunting club, if I'm not mistaken. There at the bottom of the hill when you come into Kemper. There on the right, all through that area there, tons of rain. Miss Clay used to live right there, if you'll remember her. I think they tore the house down, but that right there. And as the further north you go, you're going to break from the rain. It does a lot of it. Now, let's move back into Lauderdale County and look at what we've got. Let's do an overview of Lauderdale County. If you'll see this southern portion catching it right now, it's calmed down a little bit there in the northern portion of the county out near Oak Tibby. That's not as bad. We want to focus on what's bad down here in this southern portion of the county. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for these 4 counties until 10:15. So we got a good little while. It's only 9:25, so we'll have to stay together for a little bit. Now, there has been no mention, and let me show you, let me back out, turn radar off. We want to make sure we're right on this before I say it. There is the possibility of tornadic activity with this. That being said, we have no tornado warnings. Everything that we see here is all severe thunderstorm warnings. Look at this all the way back to Jackson, Vicksburg, taking in over to Tuscaloosa, Alabama as it comes across. Even some fog up at Starkville right now. And we see it goes all the way back here into Bastrop, Monroe, Louisiana. Look at that. Ruston, Louisiana, also having these severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, all of this pink is a severe thunderstorm warning, and that's going to be with us. The watch, let me change that to a watch until 3 a.m. That's a long way off, isn't it? Now, this one also will last until 3, all the way over to Columbus, Georgia. Look at that. Taking in most of Alabama. Florence, Athens, Huntsville, Birmingham, all of these areas are under the same watch that Mississippi is. And it starts right there at Monroe, Louisiana, and moves east. So it could be a long night of weather, especially for our friends in Alabama as it cuts across there and makes its way. We do hope that this stays at just a thunderstorm. Now, what is this we had popped up here? I think this is going to be a flash flood watch, severe flash flood warning until 10:30, and that's going to be for Lowndes County. So they've had buckets and buckets of rain pour down there. All right, let's go back to radar now. Turn that back on where you can see. Look at this, what we've got going on. Why not? It's y'all strap down, hold on. It's becoming bad in that area. There's these thunderstorms, fast approach. Why not Motorsports Park? Let's look at where we are now. If you're in Causeyville, y'all are seeing exactly what I'm talking about. Lights flickering in Conahatta, hailing in Shiloh, we're getting word. Golf ball size hail in the Causeyville area. I can believe that as I see this in radar. We're going to turn this on in just a second and show you. This is rain is what we're looking at this right now. Let's look at these roads where this is affecting Causeyville, Wynot Road, Vinville, Causeyville Road, also Causeyville Road. And then we have B.W. Johnson Road. That's pretty serious there also. And this is going to be cutting across right there at the church. Causeyville Baptist, the ball field, all of that area there at the fire department. Look at this. Now, here's the heart of the storm that is headed toward 19. Let's zoom in on this. This is going to be near Gene Carr Road, where it intersects with Rob Sims Road. Look at that storm as it makes its way across there. And that gives you a bird's eye view of where it's headed. Directly toward Highway 19, and it'll take in the right around the Boy Scouts as well. Let's close this and look at this second storm that we've got. This is a wide storm. This is approaching Bain Martin Road. You live there? And it will be crossing right across Water Valley Road is where that's headed. And as you can see, that's going to cross into Alabama eventually. But the direct path is Highway 19, basically at Wynot Grocery, Wynot Motorsports Park. This is the worst of the rain that we've got. The storms that are in Lauderdale County right now, that's the eye of it. As we move back over here to where Greg's Fireworks is, look at that. It is pouring there, Mount Horeb Road. This goes all the way up to the Evangel Temple as you drop down that hill to come in Meridian. Now, the city limits of Meridian doesn't have it as bad yet, but boy, look at this. Let's back this up. Look at this road here. This is going to be Spring Hill Road. It's where this is rough. right there, and this goes all the way, follows this around. Spring Hill Loop Road. Takes you right back to 145. And then as you get into Mount Horeb Road, and I know that so many of you live in that area, look how heavy that is. From Highway 45 here at Gregg's, and as you move east, Mount Horeb Road is rough. And again, that will eventually reach Zero Road. Those are areas that we're watching there in Lauderdale County. Now, behind this, you've got another storm that's going to be moving in from Clark County. Down around the Superette, not quite so bad. You'd put it back down at Roy there at Mathis Peaches with the rain, 514, that area there. And this is, again, going to be coming to increase and will make its way to Causeyville out of Clark County. Is moving to the northeast out of there with a lot of punch with it as it comes across. Let's look at this road where this is sitting. This is 145 is what we've got. This is 514. Terry, that's raining pretty heavy on you right here at your house. All of this area back over in here. Look at this. This is going to be Clark County 473. My oh my, that's a lot of rain. And again, that's 514 goes right across, and that's that loop there. And as you'll have this DeVoe Cemetery, here's Mathis right there. This is 145 as you come down. Sitting right on top of that. And that's Clark County 473. And again, it's making its way toward increase within the next 27 minutes. And then it will follow it right on into Lauderdale County into Causeyville. This stuff will keep you up late at night, won't it? A lot of folks I know go to bed 9 o'clock getting ready for the next day, but boy, we've got it rough right now. The wind is rough in Kemper County, James is telling us. Big oak tree on my neighbor's house in Philadelphia a few minutes ago. Thank you, Carl. We appreciate the notes on that. Rough and why not, Christy says. Thunderstorms is what Heather is saying for tonight. That was a strong, and they'll be out, Heather, measuring that probably on Tuesday from the National Weather Service as to that Blue Mo Junction area. Let's see here. Looking over to see if we have any more. These are our areas. Now let's look here and see who's without power. This follows the storm tracks of what we've got. Let's go to EMEPA first. Let me do a refresh. And we do seem to have some power outages. Let's close this and zoom in on this. Quite a bit doing without power. As we look at this, Louisville, right around, let me back that out there. It's acting ugly tonight, isn't it? Louisville, we got about 500 people here on this due north of there, and then an additional 50 people here. Downtown Louisville is hit pretty hard with this. As we'll see, Winston County has taken a lick here, 143. This is going to be Highway 19. Let's look at some of these roads here. Here's 19, the junction of 21 and 19. Look at that. Here's Noxapater. We got about 100 people there in Noxapater watching us without power tonight. As we move over here to Bogachita, in this area here, we're going to have that about 60 people in that area. Moscow, about 4. And then over here in Kemper County, we got about 20 people. This is going to be due east of 493. That's Pollock Swamp Road. Map's smaller than you think when you're trying to read it. Now, that's the northern portion. Now, as we get into the Meridian area, we got roughly 32 people here in the Nellyburg area without it. As you get out near Wynot, only 11 so far, and about 35 people here in Clark County without power. And again, this is EMEPA. Let's look at what we've got going on here with Mississippi Power and see if we've got any that has happened in the area. Not really anything happening on Mississippi Power side. We got a little bit down here in Clarkdale. No, that's not a power outage. So everything looks to be pretty good at Mississippi Power at the current time. As we go back to radar, let's get into this once again. TMO has power out. Power out east of Quitman, and it's lightning. It's just wasn't showing that. See power out in Neshoba County Fairgrounds. We will pull Neshoba County up. Look at Central Electric here in just a second also to give y'all a rundown of the power outages that y'all have. There's a bunch of them there. All right, let's go back up. Winston County, it is looking a whole lot better for Winston County. The rain has moved to east there on 14 going into Noxubee County. Here's Louisville. And again, it is lots of people without power, and I'm pretty sure 4 County Electric is doing the same thing. They're going to have a long night ahead of them in this Macon area. From Brooksville, all these areas through here, I think we're going to have power outages there also. All right, let's look here what we've got going on. A storm there at Union headed to the northeast into Neshoba County. Now, let's look at our line of what we've got now as this line has been brought down a little bit. As the National Weather Service adjusted it. It was up here for the severe thunderstorm warning. They moved it further south, right at the Neshoba County Fairgrounds, and it will cut right across at the hospital, cut over just about 50 feet from the Neshoba County, Neshoba Central High School, across 486, go across Highway 16 toward 482 to the county line to Boga Chitto, and then back due south to Lauderdale County and to Newton County. Now, as we look at this, we've got a lot of rain happening right here, and this is Neshoba County, the Dixon area. Here's the fairgrounds. There's the Dixon community. And again, we got a storm that's cutting right across here. It will be at Neshoba in 4 minutes. It will be at McDonald in 9 minutes. Beatline within 15 minutes. Tucker, you'll have it right here in 21 minutes from this spot to here. Will take about 21 minutes. Looking okay in House at the present time as we look at that. And again, if you're in that area around Neshoba Baptist Church, y'all be prepared. It's going to be some heavy rain upon you in just a few moments. Now, as we move back into Newton County, believe it or not, this does look better than when we first started on this western side. This is starting to break up a little bit as we see this, not near as nasty as it was as we look at these counties. Now, let's look at Union. It is pouring rain in Union, and if you're at the Dollar General, it's bad, and it's heavier coming your way as you're standing. And I know there at that four-way stop there at the Dollar General, it's raining hard, but you've got more heavier stuff on the way. A slight storm moving its way into the county here as we go back here in this pool. Let's see where that's going to be. Conahatta, it'll be at you in 28 minutes. So be prepared for that as we see this moving in to Newton County out of Scott County, due north of Forest. Anything from Decatur due northward there, from the high school all the way up. Let's look here at a couple of these roads here. Lewis Road, Ledlow Road, it's heavy. Picks up at Spencer Road and Country Club Road right through there. Country Club Road is really heavy all the way through Decatur, taking in the college campus, all of that at East Central, following it due north to the county line. Look at 494 here, as you'll follow that, and that's going to be Little Rock. Getting a break at Little Rock finally. It's raining, but not heavy. And as we move into Lauderdale County, and that's good news. This northern portion here, if you'll look at this, they've trimmed this a little bit also. As you'll see here that the severe thunderstorm warning until 10:15 is everything north of Newton now. Cuts right across there. It's at Decatur is that new line that has just been put out. Wait a minute. No. I read that wrong. That was a thin gold line that goes down to, I thought at first they'd canceled that. This is two different severe thunderstorm warnings for the county. We got one for the northern portion, and then this right here has prompted this one until 10:15, and this one is until 9:45. So this northern one will expire in roughly 27 minutes right here. And it looks as though that will expire. It's still not so sure they're going to cancel that on Neshoba County. We'll keep a close eye on that. Let's get back down here. Montrose, y'all have got heavy rains, and even out here at the country corner there at Garlandville, a lot of rain there. Let's get back into Lauderdale County and look at this of what we've got. Everything in eastern Lauderdale County is rough right now. And when we go back and we talk about the southeast area, Highway 19. Y'all are getting some of the worst that can happen here. Downtown Meridian has gotten a flood as it comes across. Marion, you're getting your fair share, but not like Southeast. As we look here, Marion, you've got this storm approaching you. Larry, all of y'all be ready. 8 minutes, it will be there. Russell, you'll have it in 15 minutes. In the Tompton area, up 45, we'll have it in roughly 21 minutes. So you got a few minutes there to prepare if you're up here on 45. Let's go east here and turn our locations back on, just show you where this stuff picks up. Here's Walmart on the hill, and behind it's going to be Lowe's right there. As you get over here to Sam's, look at this. All through this area, out 19 past the Ag Center. And once you go under the underpass here of Highway 45 on Highway 19, I want you to look just how bad this gets. This is the junction of 496. If you live on 496, you can't hardly see your hand. Now, y'all hear this in the background? This is radar texting me. Let's just see what it's got to say. I'm sure it's going to be tons of lightning, is what it's telling me. Lightning within 5 miles of the country store in Lauderdale County. Last Chance Tobacco, you've got 7 miles lightning within it. Lightning has been detected 6 miles from Broadmoor Chevron. It is lightning everywhere here, and this is what this has just been doing, is filling me up with lightning reports. So that's what that is. Nothing major there. I got a text there of Kewanee Road there. We'll follow that. And back to what we were talking about here. Here's Lakeview Golf Course. It's raining heavy. But once you get out here to Southeast High School, where Charlie's is, the Red Barn, look at this. 496, these areas here. The Boy Scouts. And then again, if you're going to be taking this road right here, Vinville-Causeville Road, look how bad that gets. All the way through there. This stretch of 19, 2-lane, we all know that. If you're leaving Meridian, having to go back to Alabama, if you've got to go to Wyandotte, wait a few minutes. Let this pass. Don't get on that road unless you just have no other choice. Let that die down for a few moments. We see these storms as they crossing the Boy Scouts are headed toward Alabama. Cuba, y'all be ready. You've got a storm headed for you out of here, and it should be there within 23 minutes is what we're expecting as it leaves Lauderdale County and crosses and follows I-20 in that area right through there. That's coming your way. As we see right over here at Cromwell. Y'all got rain a few miles out from you, about 5 miles out. This should be at Yantley within the next 60 seconds. Make it to Kingsbish, if I said that correctly, and Charles within 27 minutes. Now, eastern Clark County is taking a lot of lightning hits here. Y'all see this? 940. That was 60 seconds ago. And this is all around right here at Energy. So if you're at Energy, don't hold anything metal. It is rough out there. And we're showing this coming up here, this lightning striking up here at Alamucha, also around on 496. If you're in that area, watch the lightning. Russell, watch your lightning. It's rough there as well. Marion, there's a storm sitting right on top of you as it heads toward Dalewood. Dalewood, y'all be prepared. This will be there in about 24 minutes. It'll be at Lockhart in 17 minutes. It's making this way there toward Dalewood, so y'all will get wet in the next few moments there. Let's see, over 100 miles an hour gust. Let me see if I can find. Take me just a second here. I want to see if I can pull up. See if I can get us some more information here. Thunderstorm damage. I'm trying to find all of these that is out there. Pocahontas getting some wind damage. Hines County, tree down. numerous trees and power lines down across Neshoba County at this point. Deemer, we're getting reports there also. Choctaw, Mississippi, Lowndes. This is for the Thunderstorm Watch. So we've got damage that we know of, trees down in Neshoba County for sure. I'll see if I can't text and get some information from the sheriff as well as we look at this. Let's turn this off a second here. At this point, Deemer, right around here, around the city limits of Philadelphia, is what we're getting where those trees are down. Let's see if I can get a few more answers from that. Neshoba EMA reporting wind gust of over 100 miles an hour at their EOC, and that's Neshoba County. I have not seen, I haven't had any of that other than a few reports. All right, let's check in. Let's check in with Newton too. I'm going to ask over Newton also. We'll find out in those areas there. So we're getting that it had some very, very strong winds there. Let's go to here to our severe weather and pull up this damaging wind path of what we've got. If you'll see all this green, this is where this heavy, heavy wind that has been coming through. Lots of it on there, isn't it? Look at eastern Lauderdale County here. Look at Union, the wind that came through there. Now, the central portion of Philadelphia, not quite as bad there, south of Philadelphia, but right up here around the city, they had some tough stuff there. DeKalb had some wind, eastern Lauderdale County, and you look at the Montrose area and that western side, Union had it tough there. Forest also. All right, let's flip this and take a look at how much of hail, and if you will look at that, this collaborates just about everything that we've been seeing here. Power out in Middleton, not far from Mathis. Thank you, Luke. Appreciate that. House community out of power, getting hit hard. Look at that hail that came through this area. This started north of Quitman there at Clarko and moved northeasterly with this storm all across Highway 19. We had it bad back around Carthage and a little bit around Union, but Lauderdale County on this east side has gotten probably the worst from Carthage, and Meridian has gotten the worst. Snail, those areas there have gotten a lot of hail there. All right, let's turn that off. Now let me do a couple things here. We need to look at Neshoba County. Almost got it. Don't give up on me. It's just a little tougher when I don't have people in here with me to help out. It takes just a second or two longer to get everything done. I apologize for the delay. All right, let's look here what we've got with EMEPA. Bunch out here, and again, we're still at, that's increased a little bit up around Louisville to 520 without power in Louisville. As we go south of there, we're going to see this is going to be Noxapater. We got somewhere around 300 people, 350, if you put all that together, 350 without power there. As we get into the Bogachita area, 75, 74 people there. As we get into south of DeKalb, 19, we're going to put that at 55. Let's go with 75 people roughly here. And then the Nellyburg area, we're sitting at about 32 people. As we go out to Alamooch, where we've seen all that rain cutting across 19, about 36 of you without power there. And we've got Wyandotte in that area right out there, just past it at the Bama line, about 10 people. And we're going to show that out here just north of Zero. Let's look at this. This is going to be Causeville Road. We looked at that area a minute ago when it was coming across. About 75 people without power there, sitting in the dark. And as we get down into Clark County right there, as you'll see, we're going to have about 36 people there without power. All right, let's move and take a look at what's happening with Mississippi Power. Let's zoom here. We do have power outages now. As you go to Decatur, if you look at this, about 100 people in Decatur right here without power. Lena, Harperville, Hillsborough, this is going to be north of Forest, Scott County. We got roughly 320 people without power there. As we get into the Union area, we brought up Union just a second ago. We got one that's out there on Mississippi Power. As we move across here in the Meridian area, about 30 customers right there. It's going to be on 24th Avenue without power. As we go into Clark County, we got one out there. So it's not as bad as it could be with Mississippi Power. Now, let's go here. And now this is going to be here's what we've got going on here. This is all around Philadelphia. Y'all are sitting in the dark. There's no other way to put this. As we see it at the Neshoba area, if I'm reading that right, we got 246 without power there, 233, 579, 764. If you add all that area up, 2,400 people without power there. East of Philadelphia, 900 people, we'll go ahead and call that. Up around, Arlington area, we're going to have 350. Choctaw, look at that, 131. Salo, 50 people. Neshoba County's taking a hard hit here. Now, as we get out of Lauderdale County and you follow Highway 19 and you get up to the house community, y'all are sitting in the dark. You'll see there you've got about 900 people, right at 1,000 people, knocking 1,000 people without power all the way into Philadelphia. That's taken quite a hit tonight. Even over here at Conahatta, look at that, we got about 150, 160. Carthage, 1,200 people without it. These numbers are humongous of what has happened in Neshoba County. And let's look at, just for the sake of this, I wanted to, and that's acting ugly for some reason. I don't like it when things act ugly. We'll have to get a new link to that, I think. This is going to be 4 County. This is the Macon, Mississippi area. We cover large areas in there as well as you get up here around Macon. Not as bad as that could be. We're going to say 60 people or so in that area. You get up near Columbus, it's a lot more. But right up in here around Macon, not as bad as it could be as we look at this. And at least the power went off after sundown. It would have been hot, Arnold. I agree with you on that. It could have been tough on that. Causeville Road, we've got a lot of wind, rain in that area. Robin says her dog was barking. He knows when it's going to be bad. Dogs have a sixth sense. They know when things are up and coming. Justin, how are you tonight? All right, let's go back to radar and let's look at what's going on now. Here's what we got. Again, eastern Lauderdale County, still getting that until 10:15. So we've got, 15, 25 minutes, 23 minutes remaining on the severe thunderstorm warning for Lauderdale County. Again, this is a big area. We do hope that these die out. York, Alabama, y'all are under severe thunderstorm warning until 10:30. That's what we've got showing here. Now, good news. Winston County now out of a severe thunderstorm warning. It has been canceled. We see that Noxubee County has been canceled. Most of Neshoba County now has been canceled also. We have the severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. It's still pouring as crews, and let me remind you of this, as crews try to get out to repair power, it's going to take a little bit because it's still pouring rain. Although that major threat has moved on, it's going to take a little bit there. Now, we're going to get into this southern portion. Let me just make sure. It gets confusing with all of this. I want to make sure I was right. Here's the severe thunderstorm warning. Let's look at Newton. And again, Neshoba County, you're out. Leake County is out of severe thunderstorm warning at this point. Scott County, the southern portion south of I-20, still under a severe thunderstorm warning. And anything south of Decatur, still under a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:15. It will go out with Lauderdale County as well as we get here. Now, here's the line as we get into this. This is going to be, let's look at this. Here's the hospital down in Jasper as it comes across. Jasper General is where that is. Bay Springs comes across, and this here's Lake Edens. It's going to be due south of there, north of Heidelberg, and this cuts right across again, right there at the railroad tracks in front of Jay's. Just due north of Jay's Taxidermy is going to be the severe thunderstorm warning, taking in and moving toward the Lauderdale County line. Look at the lightning that has been happening here. Newton County, also northwestern Clark County, has gotten a lot of lightning strikes as we see that. That's a heap of them. Elizabeth, Alabama, y'all be prepared. You got a little thunderstorm heading your way in about 23 minutes as we look here to the east, and a severe thunderstorm warning until watch. Back up there, that's a watch. And as you can see here, it's Scuba. I didn't talk about this. This is going to be the southeastern portion of Kemper County, still under this severe thunderstorm warning that most likely will go out with Lauderdale County at 10:15. Scuba is included in this. This will cut right across there at McDade's, go over to the Bama line. In Bama, you've got your own until 10:30. They extended it there for Sumter County. But DeKalb is in the clear. This would cut across about where Five Tower Road is coming into DeKalb there on Highway 39. This will cross, this is Townsend Road is where this is. So this is going to be about where the dump site is. Right there. Roadside Park is going to be, what's left of it is going to be about right there. Isn't that a shame we don't have that anymore? Sure missed that. Also missed that one, and that was in Electric Mills. It's gone as well. Things that go away. Let's go back to radar and look at what we've got. Tumsuba, it is raining cats and dogs on y'all. The good news is it's moving out. The bad news is for western side of Lauderdale County, you've got more rain coming from the Hickory area. Chunky, it's going to be coming into Meridian on that west side on I-20. Chambersville, y'all be ready. Collinsville, Lake Ross Collins. It's already raining at Lake Ross Collins at this point, and is fast approaching, as we can see, coming up on the lake there as it comes across. Oak Tibby coming across there will make its way toward Chet's Paint and Body Shop, all those areas around West Lauderdale Elementary. It's coming, and it'll be there before long. Hickory, you've got a huge shower there as we look at that. Let's look at Tumsuba, what we got going on out here at Tumsuba in Lauderdale County. Here's Tom Bailey Lake. Moderate to heavy rain as we get out here to the right. Simmons Store, heavier and heavier. Let's drop due south of there. This is going to be Shelby Gresset Road. Do you live on there? Smith Spur Road. Here's 20 right here. This is just due south of there. Look at this rain we've got. This is over near the state line as we look at Kewanee Church Road and Johnson Road. Johnson Road E. Maybe y'all have several of those. Kewanee Church Road, it is pouring there. Here's 496, and if you go north of there and follow Kewanee Road south, you're going to fall right into that. Now, as we get up here at Lauderdale, not too bad there. We do have the northern portion of Dalewood under a lot of rain, and it comes right through the downtown Lauderdale area. Mike, y'all be prepared there. It'll blow open your screen door before you know it. But it is moderate, is what I'll call this now, in Lauderdale, Mississippi, which is good news. Again, the worst of what we've got in Lauderdale County, Collinsville, y'all are still getting pounded. Tumsuba, the worst, and Kewanee in that area, they're getting the worst as it moves toward Cuba, Alabama. But we want to remind you, as we look here to the west, there's more rain coming. Let's look at this out of Newton County. Now, several thunderstorms that are approaching from Scott County into Newton County at this point. Let's look at this around Hickory. Here's Highway 80. Here's going to be Chunky Post Office there. Right in between that, let's look at what these roads are that are being affected by this. Munn Road, Buckley Road, Walls Crossing Road. Some serious storms in there as well. Here's Hickory, downtown Hickory, starting to get moderate rain finally there on the highway. The Veterans Cemetery is starting to break. Everything back west to Newton looks good at this point, but you do have more rain behind this. Newton getting a small break as we get that rain to move in. Now, look at the big picture here. Here's the overall picture. Let's put this into play for you to see. And the bad news that I have to tell you is we get another chance of severe weather. Let's look at that. Storm predictions of what we've got. This is tonight, and as you can see here, the northern portion, Philadelphia fell into that level 2. That was upgraded, and then when you get into the Starkville area, it was a level 3. Let's look at tomorrow. This stuff is not over. We have a level 1 for tomorrow. Look at this, and this will go all the way south of Hattiesburg. Doesn't quite make it to Biloxi. As you get back to San Angelo and you go through Waco, Abilene, these areas, Denton, Dallas, Texarkana, Shreveport, right up to the bridge there in West Monroe will be a level 2, and everything east of there, crossing the Mississippi River, is going to be a level 1, all the way over. Look at this, past Macon, Georgia, all the way to Savannah. So we've got rain tomorrow. No, it's not over there either. Let's go another day. So we've got a level 1 also on Tuesday. And I'm not so sure that we're not going to have more of this on Wednesday, because we've got rain lined up every day this week. As a matter of fact, let's just show you what I know about this and zoom in on the area here as we look at this 7-day outlook. 70% chance, 80% chance on Tuesday. Wednesday, look at this. It doesn't break down until we get to Saturday. So if you didn't get your grass cut today, I'm betting the odds are not good for you at all. As we look at the Philadelphia area, let's look at what's happening there. As you'll see, 80, 80, 80, 80, and it gets a break on Saturday as well. So rain is in the forecast for the rest of the week. Be prepared for this. We could have nightly meetings. No electricity in Neshoba County, Highway 16. Yeah, Helen, it's rough there, and it could be a little while before y'all get it back. I hear more rain over where I am. Now, again, with all this being said, I just want to show you, because this stuff it's important to me, because it is what I do every day. I have to have these things, but I want to show you this of just a few things that when it comes to. Takes me just a second here. Y'all hold on. Again, I'm running solo tonight with everybody that's usually here. This is one of those unexpected things where it just kind of happened there. I'm getting there, what I'm wanting to get at. That is not what I wanted there. Yeah, I'm having an issue there. And let me bring this up. This is what it took me, and I hate that it took me 30 seconds to get to this. But this is everything when it comes to lights out. This is a Generac is what this is. This is what I run off here in my studios for backup power when everything happens. It's 30 to 40 seconds, and you have power again. You never sit in the dark again. It turns on, it runs off butane. It's quiet. It's not like the old days of the diesel engines. It's a lifesaver. I had mine serviced this week. Had the oil changed, everything taken care of. Booker Electric will take care of that for you in Meridian if you've never gotten one of those. It is well worth talking to them about that. I want you to do that if you get a chance, because it's well worth it there. And as we go across this, don't forget when it comes to many other, we offer so many different things for people when it comes to taking care of you. Reed Tree Service, cutting your trees, very, very important. We had a talk. I was talking with Greg about this a little bit earlier this afternoon about trees and all around. You have to be extremely careful there. Where did that come from? We got to zoom back in here. Let's go back to radar here. turn these off. All right, here's what we're looking at. Look at all this lightning we got popping at this point. Tree down in Philadelphia. Ava, what part of Philadelphia do you have a tree down there? Power out, Walmart 19. Hey, Remy, thank you for telling us that. 32nd Avenue might be without it. Wind blowing, lightning, rambling. Lost Gap area. North Hills, it's flickering. Highway 19, yeah. Highway 19, Walmart. Gum Street. Ava, thank you. But look at this lightning that we've got here. And again, I want you to understand, once this storm does pass, it's going to take a little while for these power guys to get out and get that back up. And we'll check the power again here in a few moments. We've got roughly, 11 minutes remaining on this severe thunderstorm warning for Lauderdale and these areas. Will the National Weather Service extend them? They could. We'll see what happens here. Let's look at what we've got with radar. Make sure there's no changes to any of this. Not so far. And again, as we turn this on, that's until 10:15. I think we're going to see the same thing here. No changes there as we go in Clark County also until 10:15. That's what we're watching. Back over in Smith County until 10:45. Now, as we look at this, Rankin, North Simpson, Smith, Southern Scott, and Hines have a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:45. This could cause something to fire back off for the Meridian area. As we look at this, we'll see if this right here affects Newton and they extend this at all. But as you can tell, look at this line here at Hickory to Chunky. Stay put. Don't drive tonight. Pretty serious weather as we've got out tonight, as we're showing heavy rains from Chunky I-20 all the way north up to Collinsville. And again, here's the Red Goat. Here's Dollar General all the way back over here to Chunky. Look at that. Lightning popping. And as you'll center in on this, this has got Good Hope Church. Y'all have got a lot of rain there in southeastern Newton County is where that is. Lazy Boy, it looks okay at the moment. Decatur finally getting a little break. And even on up here in this northern portion here, as we see Conahatta getting a break. The worst is this eastern side. Now, we're watching this really close. This is going to be at Tanglewood in about 22 minutes as it makes its way into Newton County there. We'll watch that to see if they're going to fire anything off from the National Weather Service on it. Hopefully, this will die down a little bit here in the next few moments. That's what we're keeping our fingers crossed on. Yeah, all of that's still set to expire at 10:15. I was just double checking as we look at the lines there. Okay, we got something new. And Clark is included in this. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Jasper, Clark, Jones, and southeastern Lauderdale County until 11:15. So they're going to bump this another hour. At 10:05, severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from near Tumsuba to near Savoy to Montrose, moving to the southeast at 40 miles an hour. This will be near Tumsuba. This will be near zero in these areas by 10:15. Snail around 10:20 as we look at all these. Shibuda around 10:45. And again, this did prompt a little bit further as we were watching this. These storms right here prompted this to be extended until 11:15. So we've got another hour is what we got, and this is going to be most likely this is going to be this southern portion. Let's turn radar off and look at all of this. This is that area right here. It's going to take in Jasper, Clark County, and up through Tumsuba area here until 11:15. Now, this northern portion here is set to expire at 10. So if you live in the Collinsville area, you're going to get a break, and it will be southern Lauderdale County, Clarkdale, all these areas here that are going to be affected by this. Marion, all of that will be until 11:15. Tumsuba, you're included in this. This is that line right here that cuts across. That cut follow 59 I-20 through Meridian. Let's just give these locations. Here's the airport. This severe thunderstorm warning will come across 11 and 80 and go right across 22nd Avenue, right there at the Children's Museum at SMI. Take in Sam's, go northward to Rainbow Lakes, and then barely misses Dalewood. At least the lake portion of that. It'll be to the southeast of Dalewood and then to the county line. And you'll see Alamuch, all these areas here. Why not? Included in the severe thunderstorm warning until 11:15. Now, could it speed up? It sure could. So we've got roughly 6 minutes remaining on this northern portion here of what is going to be expiring. We've got a little bit back over here. Scott County, Smith County, all this is until 10:45. Let's see if we've got any updates from anybody. Okay, we've got a tree down on a house in the 6600 block near Northeast High School. If I'm reading this, near 6600. This is going to be on Pine Tree. All right, let me look at this. Let me zoom in on this where I can see. It's the 6600 of North Hill Street. I misunderstood my notes. There's North Hill Street. The 6600 block of North Hill Street is where this tree is across her home, and we're understanding that a family is trapped at this point inside the home. They've got emergency responders en route to help out with this, and we're getting more severe thunderstorm warnings here. Enterprise. We'll double check that in just a second. I think we got some more down in here, and we did. They've included southern Clark County now in this severe thunderstorm warning there. All right, what we're going to do, let me pull this up. I want to pull this up where we can look at this where we've got a tree down. Here is what we've got, this area right here. This is going to be Highway 19. This is going to be on this end of North Hill Street. As you go up, here's River Birch that takes you to Walmart, and it will be before you get to 26th Street, just to the west there as we go up North Hill Street. Right along in here about where 26th Street is where the tree is across a home. And I talked about this, I don't know how many times we've brought this up. We want you to be more than careful when it comes to thunderstorms and trees. Anything, if you're watching me right now and you've got a tree that overhangs the room that you're sitting in, move to another room. It will hurt you and hurt you bad. And we definitely don't want that to happen to anybody that is watching tonight. We sent out some prayers there that no one is seriously hurt there. Maybe it's just trapped. We hate that their home is damaged, but better a damaged home than to lose a life on all of this. Let me see what else we've got going on. Shiloh Vinville Road, tree is not passable, is what I'm getting on that. Okay, from Clark County, numerous, Neshoba County, Eric Clark is telling us we've got numerous reports of power outages, tons of wind and rain right now, multiple reports of trees down. They're working to get to that as quickly as they can throughout the area there. Now, let me check another thing here. I don't know if I've got somebody working from another location or not. Let me just check here. We do. Tree across. This is Shiloh Vinville Road. As you can see here, rain hard to see through the windshield wipers there, but that is a tree in that area right there across the road there. Tree down in Philadelphia on Gum Street. Another one on Lewis Street. And if we'll look at this, oh boy, Olivia sent this in. Look at that lightning that came down, but look at that, how big that is. That's strong hail, is it not? And again, that if you've got a pet, don't leave them outside in this. Get them to a carport, get them somewhere, utility room. And I'm going to pin this to the top so it will be the number one thing when you come across this. If you've got a picture, we'd love to see from you. If you will send that in, we'll get that loaded to the page so everybody else can see that as well. Now let's go back to radar. And honestly, as I pull up radar, this is looking better. As we'll see this is if you'll see these areas that are around Livingston, Alabama, you see that and you compare that to where it is to the west of us as it comes through Newton County, it is getting better. Maybe some of this stuff will die down and some of these severe thunderstorm warnings will be canceled. That's what we're hoping for. Let's look at Lauderdale, and we're going to look at Gainesville and all of these areas across here. Philadelphia at this point looks great. Now again, I don't want to say I'm all clear on everything because the National Weather Service has extended this until 3 a.m., which means this stuff here could develop into something more later on in the evening after this passes. It'll take a good while from this Ruston, Louisiana to come through later. Let's hope that it dies down and it has nothing, but we don't want to say that it is done for the night, even after these storms pass through our area, because it has the potential of building more back to our west there. All right. Rough and Marine right now. I'm watching from the True Hotel. Heavy rain. Robin, how are you doing there? A lot of lightning in the area there. Ben says they work the night shift there at Bimbo Bakery and no power at this point. Hey, Jessica, good to see you there. I can see outside my studio window the lightning popping, pop, 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 pop. It is really just lighting up. Okay, let's go back down. Light rain in Newton County on Highway 503. And as you'll see here, anything north of 20 at this point in time in Newton County looks good north of I-20 in Scott County. Neshoba County is light rain. We got power crews at this point probably out working now. Let's look at this. Now, this northern portion, all that has been canceled at this point. Kewanee, you've got a storm. Somebody mentioned something about Kewanee just a moment ago. You will have a storm on top of you in about 23 minutes. All these storms that are out here by Chunky, Marion are going to be making their way over the top of Chunky here in the next 23 minutes out toward Kewanee. So be prepared for that. In Cuba, Alabama, you'll have it after that. As we go north up 45 all the way to Scuba, still heavy there. All around Baca Valley, we've got a lot of rain. Highway 17 from Geiger, Alabama, all the way over to Gainesville. If you're going to Livingston, Alabama, you go down 17. What is this road? I've traveled it many times. Let me just see what it is. This is 17. You take that Alabama 28 that goes into Livingston, the cut through from Scuba as you go down to go to Livingston, Alabama, right there. County Road 12 getting a lot of rain also. As we go back into Lauderdale County, this is looking better. Lots better as I look at this. Livingston has worse rain right now than Meridian does. As we look at some of these streets around Livingston of what y'all got going on. And again, this is going to be up by the University Tiger Stadium, pouring rain. University of West Alabama, Livingston Park, Socanoche River, all of that area there. Whew. Heavy, heavy, heavy rain. Even out here on this road that I was talking about that runs you into there, Parker Cemetery. Look at that on 28. Mountain Pilgrim Primitive Baptist Church. Unique name. But that's that little cut-through road there from 17 to Livingston is serious rain. All right, as we move here, let's look at this. This is going to be on top of Russell Tompton Road. If you live on Russell Tompton Road, you've got a shower coming down on you right now. This is moving to the northeast and will affect that northern portion of Dalewood. If you're out at Dalewood watching tonight and you're on that main dam area on that side of the lake, it's going to get rough here in just a few moments. As we see the rain starting to break and not be as heavy in the northern portion north of I-20 in Lauderdale County. Now, south of here, it's still pretty rough there. Enterprise, these areas, all of Clark County now under a severe thunderstorm warning until 11:15 tonight. An hour from now is what we're seeing. Severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. We'll check back in just a moment, but again, if you're watching, you've got pictures, you've got damage, anything that you want to share with us, inbox us that. We got somebody that's standing by loading that stuff for us here in the next few minutes. As we look here in Jasper County, this is kind of moving to the north east as it'll come up Highway 15 and cut near downtown Newton and be in the Liberty area in about 27 minutes. Now, as we come back here, look at this lightning that is struck. Again, if this is your first time ever watching us, we do appreciate it. And what we've got here is these yellow. All of this is confirmed lightning strikes where it struck a tree, it struck the ground, it's hit something. The white ones means it's in the air, and then the other is a direct hit that we've got. Heavy, heavy rain all around Enterprise. If you're downtown Enterprise tonight, it's heavy, heavy, heavy all around the school, these areas. Here's the school here. Here's the Dollar General. Look at that through those areas. 513 all the way down to Stonewall, down to Long's Fish Camp. We've got a lot of rain there also, extending southward to Highway 11. As you cut across from Enterprise on Highway 514 to Highway 45, look at that. Here's Mathis Peaches here, all the way down over at Clarko. If you're in a camper at Clarko, it's rocking the camper for sure tonight. If you're in that area for Memorial Day weekend, a lot of people do that. All right, let's there's the new lines that we've got. And let's just kind of go over this. This is going to be Jasper County. This connects with Clark County and this eastern side of Lauderdale County that is going under severe thunderstorm warning until 11:15. As we drop southward here and look at Wayne County, Wayne County is under severe thunderstorm warning also until 11:15. And Jones County, this is going to be up around Ellisville, Jones Junior College. That area is under one. As we cross that state line, we get into Butler, Alabama. 11:15 for y'all as well. Livingston, and most likely the Livingston area, all of these areas will hold this severe thunderstorm warning at least until 11:15. We do stand a chance. This one's 10:30 for Sumter County. Around Livingston, York, Alabama. That could expire at 10:30. And hopefully all of this will start to die down in intensity here in the next little bit. As you see here, Newton County, that's starting to break up. The heavier rain is east of downtown at this point, east of Highway 45. Let's look at here what we've got. The Evangel Temple area. Here's 22nd Avenue. You go south on Highway 45 and follow this down. Mount Horeb Road here at Greg's. right here is going to be Valley Road. And as you can see, Highway 45 is that line. Back west here, it gets heavier all through Collinsville, Long Creek there at the ball field. Volunteer Fire Department, it's heavy. Out by, still at the high school, we got a lot of rain there at Southeast High School. Now, you get a little break in between here, but this rain's going to catch up for this or all around Why Not Motorsports Park. Definitely heavier east of Highway 45 in Lauderdale County at this point as we look at the big picture of this. As you can see, we're starting to get this to break up. If you live north of Meridian, Marion northward, you're out of the severe thunderstorm warning, and it just does break before it makes it to Dalewood. So Dalewood is not under a severe thunderstorm warning, but you will get some more rain. Tumsuba, you're under this severe thunderstorm warning until 11:15 also as we look at this. Garlandville, y'all be prepared. A storm coming your way in about 25 minutes there in Jasper County. Stonewall, still heavy rain. We see that we've got downtown Quitman looking good. We got light to moderate rain, and it will not pick up until you get to about, if I'm guessing here, right there. Right there at Clarko is where it picks up in intensity. Even out here, we are Shiloh. Look at this northward at Shiloh. And you can see this as it's making its way east across the county. Newton County looking better. Again, this area here at Monroe's is a little rough, but lots better there north of 20. Look at that. Big difference between Decatur and Union in these areas from what we were looking at just a little bit ago. Macon looks good. Now, again, I don't want to call anything for the night because we got too many showers out to our due west that are making their way across the state that could flare back up later on. April says it's very heavy at Causeyville, just past the ball field. Ricky, you're right there. Tumsuba, wind and rain and lightning. Power flickering on Valley Road. Thank you. Power out Poplar Springs Drive by Meridian High School. Hey, Chad. Getting a lot of comments in that Kewanee area, Tumsuba area, of just how bad it is there. North Street in Union has power. That's good news. House communities should be restored by 11:45. Anitra, thank you for checking on that. Let me see. You were asking about Highway 39, Michelle. If you look here, 39, right there. Looks a whole lot better. It's out of the severe, 39 is out of the severe thunderstorm warning if you live on Highway 39. So you're in the clear there, 39 north of there. Marion is here. Marion is in the clear. It's still raining now. I don't want you to misinterpret that. Eastern Lauderdale County is where it's rough. Anywhere from Sam's, Highway 19 due east, Tumsuba, Why Not, all the way down to Energy, these areas here in the county. Let me go back and see if we've gotten anything new that's been sent. Here's what we're looking at MCC Workforce Wellness. Dark in there as they're trying to do a little bit of work tonight. Let's see what else we got. Here's let's go to Philadelphia. This is Lewis Avenue in Philadelphia. Look at that. Snapped it. And this is what's going to take quite some time. We've got this all over Neshoba County. We'll go back over here in a minute and look at all the different power outages of where they are and how much has increased. Let's scroll down, take a look. This is going to be Old Marion Road. It looks to be Marion Road Apartments is what that looks like. That looks like that's a pretty big tree. And if you've ever been down that road, it is extremely narrow to begin with. So with a tree down it, firemen are going to be kind of busy trying to take care of that. Let me check here. When was this? At 10:20. We still, from the reports I'm getting, the tree still Whippoorwill Road. So we apparently have 2 homes that have been damaged. If I'm reading my notes right, that's been sent to me. Yeah. Let me look this up and show y'all where this is. So we've had one home on North Hill Street with someone trapped, and we've got another family that is trapped now. This is Highway 19 is where this is. All right, here's Nellyburg. That's Chandler Road right here. Here sits Walmart, and if you remember where all that was going down through there, this is where we've got a family trapped. This is Old 8th Street Road. This is going to be Whippoorwill Road. The water department is on that road, if you're familiar with that. Right along in that area there, the 9200 block of Whippoorwill. As we look at that, Signs Plus sits here. That's where that is. And again, a family trap that we've got emergency personnel on the scene. Let me see if I can get an update on any of that. Yes, I'm the one that can't walk and chew gum at the same time. One of those things I just can't help, to where whatever I'm typing, I'll say out loud. All right, let's go back to radar. Let's look at this. Doesn't it look better? It does. Newton looks good. Eastern Lauderdale County, it's even breaking up here at the Causeyville area. Toomsuba is still seeing the worst of it. Now, as you look here, in Lauderdale County just went out. That has been dropped for Lauderdale County, if am I not mistaken. Look at the fog we've got. It's still showing there. I want to make sure, but it looks as though this has been dropped for Lauderdale County. I'll confirm that in just a second there, but we've got this for Clark County until 11:15, and it looks as though Newton and Lauderdale County has been dropped on this. Let's turn back on radar. That's definitely what that's showing. Now let me look here and see if I can find from the National Weather Service where they officially put that. Yeah, it is officially canceled from the National Weather Service. So remains in effect for Jasper and Clark County and Jones County. Tree down on Old Marion Road. We talked about that. Vimville. Tree down across Shallow Vimville Road. All right, let's see here. Making sure we didn't leave off anything. All right, we're back here. Again, the National Weather Service has been busy tonight, extremely busy as we go back to look at this. And again, Forest County, Scott County, that looks good. Hickory looking a whole lot better. Now, if you're sitting in Toomsuba, it ain't great just yet. We still got heavy rain down 19. Look at this as we follow these storms. as you'll see there at the Boy Scouts, and still right there at the racetrack. That's the worst of what Lauderdale County. Look at that little circle there. It's about a 5-mile area there that we're looking at around Wyandotte. Still heavy here as we look at Clark County. And again, this may not last as long as we think. We're starting to see some signs of this breaking up. Pine Ridge, you're going to have this in about 30 minutes. Pine Ridge is sitting right here. This is due south of Highway 18. Pine Ridge community there in Clark County. Clark County, again, will be under this until 11:15, as well as we're looking here into Jasper County. It's going to be due south of Rose Hill. Here's the post office in Rose Hill. It'll be due south there. Lake Edens. I hate to tell you, you're still under this severe thunderstorm warning again until 11:15. Now, Jones County also included. Here's Jones Junior College and this Wayne County area there, right across Waynesboro. But Waynesboro, I'm almost shocked that they left that in that as this moves to the east. You can see that a little bit better there. That eastern side of Clark County getting worse. We'll see what this does here just above this line. Again, right in here, northern Jasper is not under a severe thunderstorm warning. All right, let's see what we got an update here. Yeah, it's just Clark County texting me, reminding me they've got their severe thunderstorm warning until 11:15. All right, let's go back and start looking at some of these power outages because we've got a lot, and let's go here and take a look here what we're up to. The Louisville area, if you'll look at this, about 675 people right in the Louisville area without power right now. Just to the west of there, we're going to put that's so close to 200, we're going to call that 200, that's 184. By the time you figure in some of these smaller ones on the outside of that, it's going to be about 200 there. As we get into Bogachita, we got about 130 people in the Bogachita community. As we go south Moscow, we're looking at 14. We got about 35 just west of there in Kemper County also. 150 people. Look at Kemper County. It's got quite a good bit there around Portable. 150 there. This is going to be just south and due east of Highway 39. We got 160 people here in the Tumsuba area without power. Just due 80 people in the Collinsville area. We've got 135 south of I-20 there, out by the Bama line, out by Wyandotte. Look at that. 10, 20 people or so in there, and we get into the Stonewall area, 50 people there, and then due east right here. This is going to be... what road this is. This is Clark County. County Road 145, 146 area without power as well. Now as we come across and let's go ahead and look at this as we look north of us there. Still the same amount of people as we look northward into the Noxubee County area. All right, let's look at Neshoba County to where this is just humongous. 3,300 people, if you'll look at this, right there around Philadelphia. We got about 2,000 as you move out of from Little Rock, Good Hope community. Look at this up through Union. This is after you go through Collinsville and you get on Highway 19 here and cross into Neshoba County. 600 in that one little, let's call it 1,000 people by the time you add up all of that. Once you get to Philadelphia, east of Philadelphia there, Highway 16 up toward 21, we got 900 people out there. And again, this is going to be on Central Electric. Is what we're looking at on this one here. It goes up to Edinburgh, 106 people. Wolf Springs, Conehatta, round that out to 120 people without power there also. So it is major power outages throughout the area there. Did I have... Here's Mississippi Power. Let's look back at Mississippi Power. A lot of you were on it also. Lena, Mississippi, we're going to have about 300 people there in the Lena Walnut Grove area without power. As you get into the Neshoba area, Union, not as many people out in that area. As you come down to Decatur, we're still looking at about 105, 104 people there around Decatur. The big hit for Mississippi Power, as you can tell here, is the Meridian area. 400 people by the time you add, and I stretched that, didn't I? I did. That's going to be roughly 360, 375. This North Hills area here without power, going over to 65th Avenue, over to MSU, taking in the college, and this is all of that where we were showing those power outages there at the Workforce Community Development Center without power. Westgate Hills. And if you remember, that's where we had that shooting. What was it, last week, 2 weeks ago? We had a shooting there. A young man was shot in that area there without power. As we come across, and let's look at this area here at Poplar Springs Drive. We had several people reporting this by Meridian High School, and that number is somewhere around 330 of you. 23rd Avenue, Poplar Springs Drive, Meridian High School area. Let's see. It takes in a little bit. A few of you on Country Club Drive are without power. The majority, as it goes on up through here, is okay. 23rd Avenue, a good lick there, though, without power. Another 20 over here near 27th Street without power also. As we get in here, let's look at this. It's going to be about 500 people in this area without power. From 8th Street, taking in Mary Hope, all the way down across 8th Street. This goes right up to Rose Hill Cemetery, back over to St. Patrick's. 29th Avenue is there. This will go all the way across here to MLK Drive. St. Paul Street. This is going to be right behind the Sheriff's Department is where this is. St. Andrews, all of this is right behind the Sheriff's Department, through the bushes, so to speak. As we get into Enterprise, even a few of you here in Enterprise, 8 there, let's call it 15 to 20 people here on Mississippi Power in the Enterprise area without power right now. But as you can see, the Meridian area there on Mississippi Power took the lick statewide there. So that's what we've got showing there on damage as we look at power outages. Let's see what else we've got going on. This is going to be Marion, Mississippi. That is humongous. Let me zoom in on this where you can see that. That's Dale Drive. That's a huge oak tree. So if you're in that area in Marion, be careful. That's a whopper, as they say. Let's see what else we got. Tree down power lines on 36th Avenue by AutoZone on 8th Street. As you can see, blue lights there in the background is that picture there. Sometimes blue lights take good pictures, sometimes they don't. And again, we're back down to MCC on that one there, so no other new pictures there. So if you've got something, please pass that along to us so we can get that out to everybody where they'll know where not to go tonight. Heavy rains. Fanny was saying Yantly, Alabama, power was out but is back on now. That's good. Thunder and lightning in the area there in Yantly. Been through there many times. All right, let's see here. Lauderdale County is looking extremely good. Lauderdale, for the time being, is good. It won't be much longer on this as we look at this in Clark County, as this is starting to fade. That's not near what we had, as you'll see here. The leading line of this right on top of Butler, Alabama, at the present time, moving to the east area. It'll be at Butler in 5 minutes. So if you're in Butler right now wondering what what the storm's doing, it'll be there in about 5 minutes. So use caution as we deal with these. And again, the wind is not totally over. We want you to keep this in mind. Stay away. We've got 2 homes now that have had trees fall on them. We don't want you to be a statistic in this, so move away from anywhere that's got a tree that could fall on it. Back away from it. Yeah, Sana loss gap, yes, is clear right now as you look at this. It is mediocre rain, so everything is good in the loss gap area. If you're watching tonight, even Tumsuba has calmed down for the most part. That's good news. What we've got left is severe thunderstorm warning remaining for Jasper, Clark County, Jones, and also Wayne counties. As we look north of here, looks good in Starkville as well. And then we got rain back up in here. And again, could this stuff over in Vicksburg, you never, every time you go to and say, well, nothing's going to deal with that. It can be rough later. We're hoping all this dies down. The National Weather Service stretched this till 3 a.m. to a severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. All this pink area, still in Neshoba County, these areas here, all of this is until 3 a.m. that potentially something could happen. The good news is, even though we've had wind and some strong winds and tore up a bunch of power lines, we have not had any tornadic activity that the National Weather Service has called. Everything has been thunderstorm warnings, which is good. This could have been a lot worse than it is. If you're sitting in the dark, I know you're thinking, boy, you sure are stretching it. You're not the one sitting in the dark. But it could have been worse. We've all seen it do worse before. Let's see what else I got coming in here. Okay, traffic lights are on 19 North are out going into coming into Meridian. That would be right around Walmart, all that way through 19 as you make your way past MCC. That's those power outages that we've got, and we're getting word that it's affecting traffic lights. Okay, I hadn't gotten any more messages there. As you look at this stretch from Lisbon to Butler, Alabama to our east is tough there at this point in time. All right, let's see if I can find any information from the National Weather Service. We have had, this has been reported in Lauderdale County, 1.25 inch hail fell in Lauderdale County. That's big, and we saw some pictures of that a little bit ago, but it was measured out in the Causeyville area, 1.25 inch hail. Vimville, Shiloh, we talked about that. Let me scroll down here. We have had reports of a possible tree that struck a home in the Lost Gap area. Nothing new that we didn't already know from the National Weather Service on that. So that is the same and good. Is we'll keep it at that. We're starting to see it breaking up now in Clark County. Stonewall Enterprise not raining near as bad as it was. Jasper County, you've still got some. Pine Ridge, Hinton area, we'll have the storm within 17 minutes. Rock Springs is moving to the east there toward that Bama line, and we've already got the front edge of this already in there, as we talked about Butler. Rock Springs, Riderwood, Lisbon, Alabama, you'll have the storm within about 20 minutes as it's approaching you now coming from Clark County. Now, here's a good sign. These have just been canceled. Let's show this. Look at that. All of these have been canceled west of Bay Springs. So what we're watching is this last little bit of this storm here that has prompted the severe thunderstorms warning starting to die down as it heads toward that Bama line. And again, from Demopolis to Tuscaloosa, still catching it from these storms that have moved through our area. But we are on a good run now. West of Jasper County back to the river, we don't have any others popping up in the state of Mississippi. Look at that. It's just right here. We're following these storms here. Again, you see the rain, but nothing that is the potential and the seriousness of what we have right now. And again, I repeat this. I don't want to say that the bad weather is over because it could pop up in the blink of an eye. But we do have this thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. this morning. Let's zoom back in on here and look at our worst of areas. As we look at this here, Paulding area, you're going to have this severe thunderstorm in your area within, let's say, 7 minutes. Let's get a bird's eye view. This is going to cross Highway 503 as of moving due east there across Highway 503. And that's Masonite Corporation Game Refuge as it moves across here. Here's 503, and it moves east across the county. And will basically go right through the middle. If you're there on Lake Edens, you've got another thunderstorm that is approaching you, and it'll cross the lake about midways. Then make its way toward the Pachuta area once it makes it into Clark County. As you'll see here, we've got equipment area. Looks pretty good. Stonewall, not bad at all. This is the worst of what we've got right here. Sykes, this is where this is at, where 18 and County Road 430 meet. Pretty much over here also, 420 and 18, right in that area. County Road 415, if you live in that neck of the woods there in Clark County, it's pouring on you right now also. We look at this at Butler, Alabama. You look at y'all. Just look at these streets here. Butler County Road, Highway 17, and all this Riverwood Drive. Look at that. West Pushmataha Street. A lot of rain on you as well there. Butler is where all of that is. This is going to cross 17 and move to the northeast toward Alabama 69 and Alabama 10. Once it leaves Butler and pushes east is where it's headed at this point. Again, with each update, this is looking better and better and better as we see this. And even though, as you can tell, we don't have anything happening in Laurel or here around Waynesboro, you're still under a severe thunderstorm warning, but this storm is not taking that downward turn as the National Weather Service probably thought it would have some pop-up showers move through that area. It just didn't happen. Now, as we look at this Marion, you've got just light rain at this point. Even up, it's broken up a good bit around NAS meridian there at the out on the runway. From there, in between the runway and where the Sefco is through the woods, it's a little bit of thunderstorm activity. But back to the west of there, you're clear at NAS Meridian. Even driving into the front gates of NAS, it's not bad at all. Southern Lauderdale County looking better. I-20 west from here to Jackson, not all that bad of a travel. If you've got to travel tonight, use both hands. Don't let off of that. Hold on to it. Though that water holds to that road pretty heavy there. So Butler getting Demopolis area, Utah, Alabama, the worst of the weather that is on radar tonight as we follow these storms there. Taylorsville, you got a little small storm there. And if you'll look at that, they just updated that and moved that a little bit further south. Anything north of Quitman now is out of the severe thunderstorm warned area. Let's look at these new lines of what we've got. Here's Lake Edens, and as you can see, it's due south of there. Even Paulding, there at the courthouse, is out of this. This will come into Clark County. Heidelberg is still under this, and the severe thunderstorm warning will be basically there at the co-op due south to Shibuda is still under severe thunderstorm warning, taking in Cooper's Chapel, all of this area out by Shiloh, Manassas, all of those areas, including Carmichael, are going to be under the severe thunderstorm warning for a few minutes longer until 11:15. This little storm here just keeps dumping a little bit of rain. It'll move through Paulding and then into this severe thunderstorm warned area. But again, this area keeps getting smaller and smaller, although it's still under warned. We do not have the threat that we had some 30 to 40 minutes ago as these storms were coming across. I feel good about this now. This is that point to where if you're here and you're going, hey, I got to go to work in the morning, I think it's safe for you to go on and go to bed. It will be some rattling and possibly some power outages still happening throughout the evening. But again, this is not the threat that we had just a little bit ago. So it has cleared up tremendously. Again, if you're in Clark County and you're at that point to where it is 11 o'clock, I need to go to bed, I think you're safe to do that at this point. And I say this and I mean it with all my heart, don't sleep in a bedroom with a tree that hangs over your room. Although the storms could pass, we've had a lot of rain, and the least little bit of wind can down a tree. They can come up. Oak trees are notorious for this in the middle of the night after a storm is gone. A little bit of wind, they've had a lot of rain, and keep this in mind as we move forward through the rest of the week. We're going to have this because we've got rain every day through the end of the week, through Friday. And Saturday we'll start to get our first break away from all of this. So it is getting better, but do not sleep in a room tonight in any of this area that's been watching me. Don't sleep in those. Mike's Tree Service, he can take care of you if you need a tree limbed, cut, whatever the case is. So that's what we've got at this point. Let me go back over here and double check here. Gibson Road in Union. Let's pull this up and show you this. Let me zoom in a little bit closer so you can see this real good. There's where the oak tree broke. I don't know if you can see my little arrow right there, and this is all the way across the road there. You got emergency officials on the scene there cutting that up. Again, that's Union, Mississippi. Gibson Road has a tree across the road as well. It's going to be a lot of this. When you get up, thank goodness tomorrow is a holiday for a lot of people that won't be on these roads until people have had to check them over the next little bit there. So that's what we've got. Let's go back here and check. Yeah, that here's radar. Again, this is dying down. We've got about 15 more minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning, and it will expire at 11:15. They're not going to renew this. The threat is getting smaller and smaller as we look at this. And you've got this little tail here that's coming across. It will reach Paulding in 8 minutes. Demopolis, Greensboro. Let's look at this for just a moment here as we look across here at Utah, Alabama. The worst of the storm has moved east of Utah at this point. So if you're there at Utah, Alabama, you're pretty good. Greensboro, you've got thunderstorms on top of you all around. Tuscaloosa, still not out of the threat yet. Demopolis, Alabama, as well, as we see this in the Knoxwood area within 17 minutes. Here's Demopolis there, the river, as it comes across and moves to the northeast across there. Kemper, we still got some moderate showers at Scuba in between there and the cab. Nothing to be concerned about. This will go all the way to Macon, Mississippi. Newton looks great. Again, this is winding down, and this will be canceled in the next 15 minutes. So we're in a safe space at this point. Check our messages there. See, heavy rain. It is heavy in Paulding. Hey, Betty, how are you doing there? Mark's getting ready to go on to bed. Again, that's kind of a rundown of what we've got. It will expire within 15 minutes from now. That major threat has died down. We see this fading away. Should this become a threat throughout the rest of the night, we'll come back. We'll be here with you. We'll be back in the studio regardless around 3 a.m. as we'll get ready for the morning show. We're going to do one show in the morning that will be at 7. But we'll be here around 3 getting everything ready tomorrow morning as well. So lots to do in between now and then. That's where we are. And I can't thank y'all enough for joining us. We'll be on top of this, watching it for you. Josh, good morning there. We can say good morning, can't we? It feels like at 11, 12. It is close to being that. Thank y'all for joining us. As always, here's one last look at radar as we go out. As you can see, this rain starting to fade away. It will expire in exactly 15 minutes from now. That major threat has gone away. The National Weather Service will let this ride out for this last 15 minutes, and then that will be canceled there for Clark and for Jasper counties. So Alabama, be on your best behavior there as we watch this still around Butler and Demopolis, Alabama. And these severe thunderstorm warnings there will go until also 11:15 around Butler, Demopolis. Let me look at that. Demopolis will hold on to that severe thunderstorm warning until about 11:30. Thank y'all all so much for being a part of what we do every single day and when the weather turns bad, for joining us. As always, we're here for you, whether it's day or night. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, if not before then.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.